Well everyone, let's go and take a look at the M2 Mac Mini and see how this particular device holds up in the later part of 2023. Now what's so funny is that this particular device actually came out almost a year ago. It was just 2023 January when this device came out, and it was a very, very good device when it first came out, and it's still worthwhile. It's funny because I haven't really heard too many people talk about this, Mac since it came out, and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest too. Now, the first thing I'll tell you is not a crazy amount of things have changed with this particular Mac. We've gotten the new MacBook Pros. I think we got the new MacBook Air as well. So a couple of things have changed, but for the most part, it's still the beautiful Mac that we've always loved and we've always seen. So I'm still in love with this Mac. I think it's very good. On the outside though, it's a very good minimal, looking machine. So on the front side, we don't really have anything. It's just like an empty front side, as you may have already expected. It looks good. I like it. You have a little LED indicator on the front, which kind of tells you whether this thing is on or off, which is cool. On the back side, you do have two Thunderbolt 4 ports, at least the M2 model that I had. But if you do get the M2 Pro model, that one does have 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports. So that might be a bigger deal. Like if you go and grab that 2 Thunderbolt 4 port option, you do have the ability of basically going through and getting, just the 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, but you can get 4 if you get the M2 Pro model. You also have 2 USB-A ports, which is really cool, an HDMI port, and an Ethernet port on the backside, or you can get that, enhanced for the 10 gigabit Ethernet as well. So that right there is something that's really cool because you have that type of option in and of itself to actually spec out this Mac Mini, which you never really had that option before. So that's something that's really cool, unless you're counting like the Mac, unless you're counting like that Intel Mac Mini, the last one. But still, this is a very cool machine that, Apple did a really good job with on the outside. It only comes out in one color, and it's still $600. But in the used market, you can probably buy this thing for a little bit cheaper. So you may want to check out the used market if you actually want to pick up one of these things too. Now, you can either spec this thing out for that M2 model or that M2 Pro model. And at that time when this Mac came out, it was actually insane because you were actually getting a lot of capability from this Mac just from itself, which was insane. So you were getting up to 12 core within your CPU, up to 19 cores within your GPU, and up to 32 gigabytes of RAM if you really wanted it that much. Now, I will tell you, the average person probably could get the base Mac Mini and probably be okay. If I were you though, you could get the base Mac Mini but spec out the RAM to at least 16 gigabytes. That'd probably be the best thing to do for the average person, just because you are getting a little bit more RAM from that, specific side. And I think that's actually a super important thing that you could end up doing. Personally for me though, I look at a device like the M2 Pro, and I think it's a good value per dollar if you need a standalone Mac. But you have to remember, and I've said this before, that if you're planning on getting a Mac, for $600 you might think it's a steal, but you have to remember that Apple doesn't really give you too many accessories with these types of Macs. So you're still going to have to buy your trackpad, your keyboard, and a monitor. And if I were you, if I were just trying to get the best value per dollar, it'd probably be something like the M3 iMac. I think the M3 iMac might be the better deal for a lot of people. For $1,300 for that base model, you can spec it out however you want to. Although it's like more than twice the price, you are getting so many things within that value. You're getting your trackpad and keyboard, you're getting your monitor, you're getting a lot of stuff within your specific device, which may mean that that's a better device overall than something like the Mac Mini, if I'm being completely honest. So what I'll tell you here is that you can't really go wrong with the M2 Mac Mini and the M2 Mac Pro. These are very, very solid, devices. I think Apple did a great job with them. But if you're trying to get the best value per dollar, or if you're trying to save some money, you might just want to go for the M3 iMac if you don't have a monitor, don't have accessories. But if you already have them, please get the M2 Mac Mini in the used market and you can get a very good deal on them. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.